First things first, Clemens. How are you?
I'm good. I'm pretty good. We just had our first show yesterday in London, like our first show this year, playing lots of new songs. It was fun.
How did it go?
It was good. I mean, all of us, we were kind of nervous. It felt like being on stage for the first time. Cause like just like playing all these new songs for the first time for the people. It's just like feels different, you know.
And then are you worried how they going to react?
I mean, not worried, but like
Right.
you know, it's like it's interesting, you know. It's like, but it was good, I guess.
Okay.
It was like the people were going, like they were dancing and they were cheerful, and I think it was cool. We had a good time.
Well, before I go into the album Blossoms, I'd like to go back to the beginning a little bit.
Yeah.
And you and Philip were in a band called the Flown Tones.
Yeah, that's right.
And I saw a little clip of it, completely different music from what you make now.
Yeah.
But when that band kind of broke up, what was the next step? How did you kind of...
It happened, like the band broke up because we finished school in 2012 and everybody had his own like plans, you know, like our drummer was like heading to Australia for half a year, you know, and our piano player went to Berlin to study jazz. So, you know, like, how things just going. Philip and we just we stayed in Kassel for the first time, but we had plans also to travel Europe with a bus. Like we had a small, like a bully, like a, you know. Yeah, and so we just we were hanging in Kassel, stuck in Kassel, and I've written these songs like during the last 2 years, so like the last half year, I guess. So at this time, and then we just we were like, I mean, like, let's record them just for fun. Let's make a record.
But I find this interesting because in the previous band you played bass, I believe, and Philip played guitar, also different instruments than you do now. So, but you were writing songs then. Did you know you could sing them yourself?
Well, not from the beginning. When I started songwriting, it was like I started early, like in the age of 15. You know, I started like songwriting and like, you know, like using Fruity Loops to make some beats and all that stuff, but just for me, for myself. I didn't show it like to anybody, and I was like, it's just crazy to, if you record your voice singing, and listen to it for the first time, I just feel embarrassed. And so I stopped doing this, and I was really into jazz then, and playing guitar, and concentrated on getting better and playing instruments. And then like at the time, like around the time when we were about finishing school, I started singing again, and like started doing this songwriting, like again, because I felt like maybe I developed now a little bit, and maybe it's more fun now. So that was kind of the moment when it started, and when I felt like more comfortable to me to sing and to listen myself.
But I suppose at a certain point you were happy with what you were making, because then you put Stolen Dance on YouTube.
Yeah, sure.
So was that the first song that you thought, okay, this is really good, that we're on to something now?
Actually, the first song I put on YouTube was Flash Dunk Mind. So I think Stolen Dance was the third one. So the second one was, what was the second one? Like Sweet Sun or something? I don't know. I can't remember. But just around this time, it was like, as I said, I felt more comfortable with what I was doing, you know, like singing and writing, you know, like yeah, writing songs, like the lyrics, the words. I was like, yeah, maybe that's cool, and I can like show other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I felt like more, yeah, more
confident.
Yeah, confident. Yeah.
So then that song kind of blows up in a way. That I checked today. I think there's almost 300 million views now.
Yeah, I think even more. I don't know, like
it's something really really enormous. But so for you, what was it like those maybe the first year after that track came out? Because then everything, I suppose, happened quite quickly. So how did you experience that first kind of?
It was just really like, I mean, yeah, it happened really quickly. You know, it was just really fast. So at that time, like in the first year, we weren't like, you know, when we started going on tour, then like we had our first gigs, and we had our first like small tour in Germany, like with 15 shows or something, small clubs. We just like, it was just fun, you know, like going on the road, like driving around, like it was just the two of us in a small van, you know, just like we were just having fun. It was just like, and we didn't really care about we didn't really think about like a career or something, or you know, like getting musicians like as a professional.
Right.
We were just like, yeah, let's do it. It's like, it's fun, it's cool. There's people out there who want to listen to the music. Let's do some shows. And we were like, we didn't even prepared for the shows, you know? we never like rehearsed until like, you know, the last year, you know?
Okay. Is there maybe a memory then that sticks out from that time? Something maybe that happened on the road, or a story?
Oh man, there's like, I don't even remember all these moments. It was a lot. Of course, like, well, memories. Well, I mean, I remember our first gig was, it was funny because it was in Munich, not in our hometown. And we were invited by a company or community called Viva Con Agua. I don't know. They're known here in the Dutch. They're like, well, they're like in how you say, like charity community.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. And they had a happening like a poetry slam. You know that?
Sure.
So we were like the band, the guys who played songs in between the poetries. So it was like, Philip was sitting on a chair with his computer playing the beats, and I was sitting on a chair. It was like, there was no stage. It was just really yeah, you know, random.
Sure. But like you say, that you haven't been kind of rehearsing until maybe a year ago. So was there a point where things started to become more of a profession?
Sure. I mean, like, you know, after a while, you just start taking care of it more. You know, you just like, you ask yourself, okay, like, when I play in front of so many people, like, is that good what I'm doing there? You know, like, and then there were so many interviews and videos of live shows on YouTube, and you can like watch yourself, and then you see yourself, and you think, oh, that like. That's not cool, that's not good, man, maybe we should like, you know, work on that live show or just practice. And it's like, it's just the point where you just get more serious about it, kind of, because you just want to make it like just like more worth it,
sure,
kind of. And I think that was the point when it got like more into that direction of getting a professional, you know, when you take care of it and you feel this responsibility, and yeah.
And musically then as well, because well, you've been touring for quite a while off of the first record. So at a certain point, and then that first album was kind of recorded in your own home, and so at a certain point, you start making new music. So was that a totally different mindset than the first album?
I mean, not totally. I think, well, of course, we made some experiences in the last 3 years. You know, I think we saw a lot. We saw a lot live shows from other bands. We met a lot of people. We traveled a lot. Just like saw many things. You know, and that's all stuff that influences you or inspires you, and like to develop as a person also. So
what is one band that kind of stuck out for you that you've seen maybe in the last couple of years?
Oh, there were many. Like, I mean, I saw Ben Howard a couple times. It's really good live band, really good concerts. We saw, what else do we see? We saw, for example, Osier.
Sure.
It was cool. Man, I have to think about it. But it's a lot of stuff, you know. Because even bands we didn't know before, you know.
Right.
Like we just if we're on a festival, we're always very curious and open, and just go to stage, like on the side of the stage, and see what happens and who's playing there, and then you're like, oh man, he's like, this drummer is like, he's crazy, and then we just check out on the schedule who's playing, and then it's okay, and then you watch them on YouTube or like in SoundCloud, and then you just get into it.
But so in that sense, did you and Philip, did you kind of discuss what the sound of what you were doing should be? Because obviously you mentioned a couple of singer-songwriters, and then you write kind of, I believe, first the kind of sing-song, and then afterwards the electronics come in. So have you talked with Philip about what the sound would be or should be?
On the second album, or just general?
Other general as well, but.
Not really.
Okay. Okay.
It's all very like, it all happens very intuitionally.
Okay.
So we don't have, it's not like we go in the studio and we have like a concept in our minds and like, just like a little bit. But I mean, it's always like, we try things out a lot. We just like work very by just, doing stuff and like very, just like, not random, but you know, just do this and see how this works. Just like be open and not like, okay, this song has to sound like 80s, whatever, and so we need this bass and this guitar and this amp. So it's like we just like do stuff. So, and I guess we both very open to all different kind of genres of music. So we just listen. We listen to, you know, like Ray Charles. We listen to African choir, like gospel music. We listen to, I don't know, like Ben Howard or Bob Dylan or Bob Marley, or like, it can be everything. So I guess we are inspired by like music in general. So it's just, I think you can maybe discover lots of different things if you look on the details.